So here's some tips on how I build patient rapport while I work at the clinic. So if you're interested to know how you can communicate better or build that patient rapport or connect better with patients, whether you're a pre-PT, pre-PTA, student PT, or new grad, whoever's watching this and you just want some new ideas, hopefully this can help you. So tune in.
Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. In the lab with the...
What's going on, guys? My name is Coleman. I'm a physical therapist and the co-founder of Pre-PT Grind. And on this video, we're going to be talking about building a connection with patients, whether you're a pre-PT, a PT student, a pre-PTA, new grad, wherever you are. Here's some tips or ideas on how I do it in the clinic. So hopefully this brings you value. So here are some real world examples. I'm in an outpatient orthopedics type setting. Sometimes we get neuro patients here and there. Then also I do outside of that job, I do skilled nursing facility work, very part-time. So here's some lines or some topics I use to bring up when communicating with patients, whether it's the first time or 16th time or whatever. So number one, this is one I usually use if it's a new evaluation and it's a woman. So once we get to know each other and I go down the line to my objective portion, I might see a ring on her finger. It might be shiny, it might be big, doesn't matter, it might be small, it doesn't matter. So if I see it, I might say, oh wow, that's a nice shiny ring, or oh, look at that ring, somebody might like you, huh? Something like that. And what that does is just bring up the conversation of herself, her marriage, her family, her grandkids, her kids, wherever she is in that stage, to get that patient rapport and communication going outside of the pain or outside of whatever situation or condition they're here for. Just to talk about something else, to let them know, hey, I'm human, we're human, and we're just people we're people and I'm trying to help you get better. So that's the first thing I use. Next one, I use with older patients a lot. And I say, if you went back to however you were in the 70s, the 80s, the 40s, the 50s, however old they are, what did you think the year 2020 or 2023 or 22, wherever you are watching this video, whatever year it is, what did you think the 2020s would be like? And they're like, huh, I never thought of it like that. And usually the answers are very surprising. They either have never thought about it, or they're like, I thought we would be in flying cars by now and being in holograms and something very crazy. But for the most part, they're like, it kind of feels normal. 2020s kind of feel normal. Yeah, we have the phones, we have the internet. I never thought we would have had these cars that tried to drive themselves and all this crypto new money stuff. I never thought that. And yeah, there's crazy stuff on TV and all that, but outside of that, it's not that much different. And that was probably one of the most surprising answers I got from a few people. So that's the other one I use, especially with the older patients when they're reminiscing back on the good old days. So that's the second one. And lastly, the third one requires a bit of context. So little backstory, my outpatient, my full-time job, outpatient clinic, is in an area of predominantly African-American Christians. There's a bunch of churches around, some Jehovah's Witnesses, some other faiths as well, but mostly African-American Christians. And myself, I grew up in and around that type of church. I played the drums for all those churches. In college, I was playing drums for the gospel choir, so I know that population very, very well. So I know how to communicate with them. And usually I say this when it's down the line into our visits when they're coming back. And usually they come to me on the initial evaluation saying, oh man, I'm in so much pain. I've been struggling with this. I've been praying to God that. I've been wishing for a blessing. I've been doing all that stuff, right? And once it gets to a hard part on one of the visits, I'm like, remember that first day you said you were praying for a blessing and you were wishing for something? Well, you're here now. Here's the blessing. This leg press is the blessing. This ambulation technique on the treadmill is the blessing. These stairs, this is the blessing you were asking for, you were praying for. So let's get to it in order to do whatever and pick up your grandkids and go on the vacation, all that stuff, right? And that's the last one I use, and that usually connects us like this, and they look at me like, boy, what you know about that? So that usually makes that connection that much tighter. So with that last scenario, whatever your population is, whether you're an observation hour student, new grad, pre-PTA, whatever you are, if you can find out what the population is, what your audience is in your area and in that clinic, you can tailor your techniques, your communication techniques to them and talk about what they care about, talk about their backstory, talk about their daily lives, and connect in the way that they resonate with. Whether they're African American Christians, or you're in a Muslim community, or you're in a Polish community or Hispanic community, whatever that is, if you understand the people and know what they go through, it's gonna make that life, that clinic life, that patient rapport, that communication style and technique that much better, to make the whole experience for you and the patient that much better. So those are the ones that I use. If you have more, or if you have ones you use all the time that you love and patients love as well, or that can help other people, definitely drop them down below. I'd love to hear it, and hope you enjoyed this video, got some value out of it, and we'll see you on the next one. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Take care.